condenser. So if we follow the gray lines are the ammonia. Well, that one's supposed to be gray, but it's currently gray. So the ammonia is going to come out of the compressor. Gray line into the condenser. Okay? So the condenser is where the gaseous hot ammonia is going to be cooled to liquid ammonia. It is being cooled with domestic cold water. I'm trying to kill myself. Okay?
You need to move this?
No, it's this cap and cap here. All right. So we've got the cooling water is running through the tubes. The ammonia is on the shelf. The ammonia is going to cool. As it cools and becomes liquid, it's going to go into the receiver. The receiver acts as the storage for our liquid ammonia. From the receiver, we would have a line come over into here. So this is the evaporator. Okay. In the evaporator, we have glycol running through and liquid ammonia. So the liquid ammonia is going to be in the bottom. As the liquid ammonia absorbs the heat from the glycol, it's going to become a gas. And this is where the liquid is formed, and then we have the evaporator. This is the evaporator, that's the search drum. Okay, so the glycol is green. We circulate the glycol. It's going to pick up some heat from the ammonia. Glycol then comes out. It goes to that room fan there. We can either cool with the glycol or get heat with it. We have an expansion tank because you know when the glycol warms up, it's got to have somewhere to go, and then it just circulates back through the system. So the glycol is taking the heat, or giving its heat to the ammonia. So the ammonia will evaporate. The hot glycol then goes to the fan there and cools the room. Keeps the room. So now the ammonia has absorbed the heat. It's going from liquid to gas. Okay, so here, gas to liquid. Here, liquid to gas. So the ammonia is doing all the expansion and all the rest of it. The cold water goes in cold, comes out a little bit warm. Glycol goes in warm, comes out cold.
Okay, so the ammonia is cooling the glycol.
Ammonia is cooling the glycol. Yes, sorry, it's not heat. All right, these little round things are like a sight glass, high pressure sight glass, so we can see where the liquid ammonia is in the drum. Generally, we want it in the middle. Okay, this king valve controls the amount of ammonia that goes from here to gas over here where it becomes a liquid. So now, normally we have instrumentation that's going to open and close. It's basically a flow control valve. Normally we would have instrumentation that would do that for us, but here we would be using that king valve to adjust the flow. Sorry?
Is it like going to be like a needle valve?
Yeah, it's like a meter valve.
Not needle valve.
Needle valve, yes. Sorry, yeah, very fine tuned. Okay, this is where we would fill the ammonia, and this is also where we would purge the ammonia. So ammonia absorbs very effectively in water. So sometimes you're going to get some air in here when you're getting filled with liquid ammonia being delivered, that sort of thing. You'd have to purge any air out of there because air does not work in our system. The idea is you you would open these valves, and then you would have this little wand in a bucket of water. So you would do that until you don't see any more bubbles coming out. Because if bubbles are air, the liquid ammonia is going to come in, it's going to react with water, and becomes quite safe. The issue we had, or I had, nobody else seemed to care, was that we were having students do this. Have them demonstrate how to purge the system. And all I'd have to do was pull the wand out instead of further in, and then we're all dead. Right?
That quick? Really?
Yeah. Well, look at the size of the line.
Yeah. That's crazy.
The other thing we would have the students do is a test for ammonia gas. So you probably read about it in your books where you've got the little smoke thing, you wave it around, if the smoke turns gray, then you know you've got an ammonia leak. So generally whenever you're transferring ammonia, you're going to be wearing your SCBA just to make sure after you've done your check, then you can take your SCBA off. So it's kind of like, you know, when you change your propane tank, you got the bubble wash. That's what the smoke would do for us.
But is that the only way to test for it?
No, but that's the easiest way to do it here. You want to keep it at a low enough concentration. You'll also could have a personal monitor.
Well, yeah, I'm on it, I guess, yeah.
You'll definitely have the alarm system and the piping out. So everything in red is emergency piping. Everything in gray is ammonia. So from the compressor, compressors don't like liquid, so the ammonia going into the compressor has to be superheated to make sure that there's absolutely no liquid in it. It gets compressed, gets sent over here to what? Condenser. Thank you. Yes, we're going from gas to a liquid. Okay, then the liquid comes out into receiver. And how are we cooling the ammonia? Water. Okay. From the receiver, it goes to where? Evaporator. What's happening in the evaporator?
It's gonna take the heat from the glycol and it's gonna become gaseous ammonia again. It's gonna go to the surge drum up top.
Okay. Is the ammonia hot or cold when it leaves this?
Hot.
Right. And the glycol is going to be hot or cold?
Cold. And then from usually it's going to the compressor again, right?
Yep. It just circles. It's just a big circle.
So what
Same with the glycol. Why do we have
Just on the glycol.
meters? So we can
Heaters.
Yeah, so they're electric heaters just to make sure that nothing freezes. Because we were circulating stuff up to the roof, like the cold water was going up to the roof.
And Jerry, what does the king valve do?
The king valve allows us to adjust the flow, so it's kind of like a flow control.
Okay, like a
Except that
throttle valve?
yeah, only it's manual instead of air actuated. Or
I have one question. I've seen those numbers for
Yep. So the A is the registration number for ABSA in a province of Alberta. So each province has their own letter.
Okay, because we thought it was like surface area.
No, A is just means that it's been registered in the province of Alberta.
So that's not area.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's also a CRN.
That's awesome.
So the CRN is the same number that would be used all across Canada. So that means it's been registered in Canada for this type of use. And then ABSA has an A number, and this A number would match your certificate.
So you, the cheater,